Hello everyone, Simonopolized here, coming back from another speed build, and this time I am renovating on yet another build in Sunset Valley, and this time it's Agnes Crumplebottoms' house, and I mean, this house actually has pretty good bones, so I didn't change a lot on the outside. I think the only thing that I changed is just like kind of flattening the house in a way because it had a lot of like diagonal walls, but I mean, like the whole house looks back onto the ocean, so it didn't make sense for it to have those kind of diagonal parts. I think it would have been much better if like all the rooms kind of looked out on the ocean. Yeah, so I just kind of like flattened the parts and changed like just a little bit on the outside. Like for example, the only way you had access to like the dining room from the inside of the house, you had to actually walk through the kitchen, which in my opinion doesn't make a lot of sense when you have this much space, because normally in like houses this size you kind of have access to the dining room without actually walking into the kitchen, like because like the kitchen would be like a private area that you don't want your guests to walk into. Like just imagine like cooking and like the whole thing was being like hectic, and then you kind of have to invite your guests to walk through the kitchen when it's all hectic and then like go to the dining room. Like it's kind of, I don't know, kind of impractical in my opinion. And so anyway, like there's this huge like living room area, which my mom would call like the reception area, as if you're like sitting in a lobby or something. But it's basically like the place where you kind of like greet your guests, like kind of like the formal part of the house. And yeah, I turned it into like a big living, like formal living dining area, and there's also like an informal dining set in the kitchen itself, and like the place where where their like previous dining room was ended up being like an informal living room with like a TV and everything, and kind of like comfortable couches to sit on, because the others looks a little bit antique and uncomfortable to sit on. Yeah, but anyway, and I kind of flipped the bedrooms in a way. Like this house only had two bedrooms, and one of the bedrooms was a very small nursery that was supposed to be the child that they wanted to be expecting. Like Agnes was never pregnant, but she wanted to be, like she wanted to have a child with her now deceased husband. And I believe he, like the story goes that he kind of died on his honeymoon, and she's kind of mourning his death and everything. So, like, the child's room should be like an indicator that they were planning on having children, but they ended up not having one because of, I don't know, like her husband's death and stuff, which is pretty sad. But yeah, still, like in a house this big, I would believe that like the number of bedrooms would be like a much larger. So anyway, it was two bedrooms. One of the bedrooms was a very, very small nursery. So what I ended up doing is like kind of first of all like flipping the places of the rooms. So where the nursery is right now is actually like the master bathroom, because again it was too small, and the nursery right now is kind of like in an appropriate size of a bedroom, and there's also another bedroom. Yeah, and there's also like another like activity room that could very easily be changed into a fourth bedroom. So technically it's like a four-bedroom house, but like only three bedrooms are getting used as bedrooms. Yeah, so kind of makes sense with this size of the house. And the strange thing is that like right now there's an extra like living room and two extra like bedrooms, and the house itself, it's actually shrunk. Like I shrunk it by a good amount, because again like I don't know, like the main house itself, it's kind of the same, but there was kind of like a modern extension of the house. Like you can very clearly see that like the part where the like formal areas are, like the one I'm working on right now, looks like an extension of the house, like a modern extension of the house, and the real house is kind of oldish or like older, and it's the one where like the foyer and the kitchen is and stuff. Yeah, and the part that I'm referring to as like as the extension was way too large, so I think I shrunk it by either 3 or 4 tiles, if I'm not wrong. Like I believe I started with 2 tiles, like I shrunk it by 2 tiles, and it was still too large. I shrunk it by another time by 2 tiles. It goes something like that, or I shrunk it by 1 tile and then by 2 tiles. It's something like that, but it's shrunk like by a large amount. Yeah, and right now just kind of redecorating, changing the carpets, and I don't know what is going on with the Sims theme, but they always choose like other than the funky patterns and the funky colors, it's always like the smallest carpet there is, and they put it like underneath like an area. Like it never actually covers, like it doesn't even go to like the foot of the, I don't know, like the couches or the chairs themselves or anything. Like it's just like extremely small and it looks extremely out of proportion. Yeah, but I mean, I like how the house ended up being, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but because again, like I got one comment before that the speed boats are going too, I don't know, like too fast, and I did slow it down. Like normally I do my speed builds on like by 16 times, and I think when people do speed builds they do it like by 8 times, but I'm a very slow builder, so if I do it by 8 times, like it would go like extremely slow, because I keep like rethinking literally every single thing when I'm doing the houses. Like if I put one chair, I would actually spend a lot of time rethinking my decision and if it actually looks good or not. Yeah, so right now this is actually sped up by 10 times instead of 16 times, so it's like slowed down by a large bunch, I would say. So I hope, I don't know, you're not feeling dizzy or anything watching the speedboat. If you're actually watching it, I have a feeling like most people just jump to the screenshots, which I would I would understand, because sometimes I do that when I'm like, I don't know, when I don't have enough time. Yeah, but I would like greatly appreciate it if you like the person who's listening right now. I would like, I really appreciate just I don't know, listening to the voiceover that I'm doing. Yeah, thank you for that. And anyway, back to the building itself. Like right now I'm working on the kitchen, and as you can see, like the kitchen has like a very nice island. One of the sinks will, like I will take it out, like no problem. Like the kitchen wouldn't have, like the kitchen island would not end up having 2 sinks. Like there's no reason for that. I just get a lot like very sidetracked when I'm furnishing, but anyway, there's this kind of like bay window area. It's not a bay window, but it's kind of like this, I don't know, like not even curved, but you get what I mean, like the part that is sticking out of the kitchen. It was originally there, but like the archway to like the dining room was kind of diagonal, so you can kind of see what they were going for, but because the part was kind of diagonal, like the dining room was kind of diagonal, I don't know, like it was like one of the places where normally a window would be, there was just like an archway. so it made no sense whatsoever. Yeah, and anyway, now working on the informal living room, which wouldn't take a lot of time. It actually has the exact same wallpaper as the one that was in the, I don't know, like the dining room, the previous dining room. Only difference is that I think it was made out of fabric or something, and I changed it into like paint, like real paint, because with the fabrics, like really, who has like I don't know, clothes fabric or something on their walls? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, there's also like a third floor right now with kind of like a gym area on top, and like an activity, like not an activity room, like a party room or something. Because this looks like an entertainer's home or something. And with the contrast of like gray, I don't know, like gray, white, and black, it kind of reminds me a lot of my mom's place again. Like, I know I keep talking about it a lot, but it reminds me of her place, and the style also is kind of like her own style. So I had a lot of fun doing this build. But anyway, again, I'm getting like sidetracked like way too much. I don't know what I'm working on next. Yeah, I just keep jumping around. But anyway, like in the previous house, like the original house, there was this thing that, I don't know, the roof was sloping a little bit too high. So if you were looking from the back of the house, you kind of thought that the house was kind of like had 3 levels. And when you're looking from the front of the house, it seems like the house has 2 levels. So, but the whole thing was actually that like the third level was only like the roof, like part of the roof, like that was all. And I don't know how to explain it exactly, but like it was just like kind of like it was kind of like there was also like no ceiling on the second floor. So anyway, it looks kind of deceiving, so I actually turned this part of the roof as like the third floor. And I also added like a small pool, with like a small curved pool, which I end up changing just a little bit with the curve, because there was this part that looked a little bit odd. And also it's gonna be like this, there's gonna, yeah, exactly, that was what I was trying to say, just like putting in the platform in every place. And I believe it would be like a wraparound porch in the end, but like a modern wraparound porch that goes to the garage that is not built up until now. Yeah, right now I'm building it. I'm just like foreshadowing right now. And I also changed her car, because I don't believe Agnes would drive like a Porsche. I think she would drive like a Mercedes or something, and so I changed her car to being like a Mercedes. And when I actually kind of, I don't know, made her as like the active sim that I'm playing with right now, just to start renovating, like be able to renovate her house, I kind of got this notification that she is now like a stylist, like a level 8 stylist or something like that. So when I finish the save file, she's gonna be a stylist, like that's all. And I also changed her like her look. I believe you will be able to see that in like the very last screenshot. Yeah, and I kind of like made her look like a, I don't know, like the stereotypical widow that you see like in Hollywood movies. Because what she's wearing right now, it looks leather, like, and I don't think it's appropriate. Like, you can wear whatever you want, but I believe like they were going for like a wife who was mourning her deceased husband, like this kind of look. And it looked more like, I don't know, like leather wear or something, like something you would wear out when you go to a party or something. I don't believe you can party in what she's wearing, because it's gonna be like too sweaty with the leather. Yeah, so I kind of changed it into like what stereotypically looks like the woman who's mourning her deceased husband in like Hollywood movies and stuff. Yeah, and this room right now is kind of like the fourth bedroom that's not really a bedroom. Technically, it could either even be like five bedrooms because the third floor also has like a gym area that can be turned into a bedroom. But I mean, who wants to go up and down the stairs just to go to the bathroom or something? Like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah, right now working on Agnes's room. Just made it a little bit modern because it made sense that way. Um, yeah, and she also had like a very old TV, so I changed that as well. Kind of made it look a little bit dated. Um, yeah, that was all. And yeah, the house now has a laundry room too. Like I think 2.5 bathrooms right now. It's only had 2 bathrooms, and now it has like 2.5 bathrooms. And just pulling stuff out of debug, I believe. I actually spend a lot of time, like this is gonna happen right now, but I spend a lot of time looking for like the boxes, like the storage boxes, because I wanted to put them in the kids' room. Because the idea behind like the nursery is that they were kind of decorating the nursery, like as kind of like planning to get pregnant and have children. And I thought like the boxes would make it look more believable, other than the unpainted walls and unfinished flooring. Which I mean, you can comment it if you want, but isn't it like kind of bad luck to kind of furnish a nursery before even being pregnant or something? I think it was bad luck. But anyway, now I'm working on the outside, and I believe we're actually coming very close to the end right now. But I don't like, there's only like some fountains and stuff. Yeah, nothing much to see, I believe. Yeah, we have 30 seconds. I was right, we are very close to the end. And yeah, I'm gonna wish you all just to stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I don't know, like if you stuck around, thank you for watching and hearing me out and hearing the voiceover. And yeah, see you next time, I believe. Yeah, so bye.